Hey guys, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another Flesh and Blood stream. Let's get my webcam set up here. So if you guys use OBS at all, you know that like your camera resets to autofocus every time you open OBS, which I hate. It drives me crazy. Okay. All right, got that taken care of. Welcome back to the Flesh and Blood stream. Tonight we're going to be playing Uzuri. I put up a poll yesterday on my community post and let you all decide what I was going to play tonight. 20 people voted. Thanks for everybody who participated in that. Means a lot. It was a tie between Yuki's Lexi and Yuki Lee Bender's Lexi from The Calling and Uzuri. So I went with Uzuri because I've been playing a lot of Lexi lately and I thought it'd be fun to mix it up. And so I picked the Uzuri list. I got third at Calling Las Vegas. I don't have a sideboard guide. I don't really have anything to go off of. We're just kind of like winging it tonight. But I'm excited to play the deck. I played a game or two earlier today to kind of like, you know, get in the Uzuri zone again, to like, you know, get familiar with the hero again. But so I'm excited to play. I'm excited to play tonight. I think it's gonna be a good time. So without further ado, hey, what's going on, Bozen? How are you? Billy, what's up, brother? How are you guys? Thanks for hanging out tonight. Appreciate y'all coming by and hanging out as I try not to show how bad I am at Flesh and Blood. Oh, man. Oh, Lord, excuse me. Hopefully we get some good games in tonight. I'd like to get some decent games in. Take it back? Okay, fine. I take it back. I'm surprised you didn't just yell at me from the other room. Lol. Doing good. Playtesting something I just found on YouTube that I just shared to you. Oh boy. Well, now I gotta look. I'm waiting on an opponent, so I gotta look. Of course, I said that. Kano. Ew. We have AB1. Hey. Well, this is gonna be a disaster. I don't have either one. I guess we'll just leave in the Spider's Bites. We don't want Sink Belows. We don't want Fate for Scenes. We don't want Shreds. Oh, we don't want Frailty Traps. I guess we'll cut 2 yellow Shreds and just play 60. Try to boink them. Boink them, bonk them. I don't know. Whatever you guys want to call it. I'm good either way. Yeah, Billy, I'll look after this game and see what you sent me. I'm curious to know what you're testing out, man. I am like really curious to know what you're testing out. 90 seconds and a take it back. A new record. That's a new company record. AB1 and Decano, we're so dead. Like, we are so dead. Like, it's crazy how dead we are. Crazy. We're just gonna have to try and run them over in like 2 or 3 turns. I think that's really the only chance we have of beating a Kano. Kano seems kind of decently placed in the metagame right now, to be honest. Just to be honest. Ether Flare. Yeah, well, AB1 pitching a Looking for Scrap. It's not gonna have go again. Let's just say I'm shocked I didn't think about doing this list. Oh, well, it's all right, dude. You've like, I feel like that Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, at first you had my interest and now you have my attention. It's exactly how I feel right now. No Kelsey tonight. Big sads. Yeah, big sads for you. Get him out of here. I mean, don't get me wrong. I got Patty, so it's like I need somebody, like he needs somebody to throw the ball to, and like, you know, Travis Kelsey's his #1 target, so we're just gonna go for Death Touch here. I guess we'll Arsenal the Command and Conquer. Did he just like change his background mid thing? I want my $5 back. What does Travis Kelsey playing tonight have to do with the $5 that you paid to be a member of my channel? I feel like you got this backwards there, Benny boy. Yeah, if we had another resource, we could snap this. Like if we had Tunic up, we could snap the Death Touch and then Command and Conquer. Let's go for a Pox token. I think that's the route we want to be going. You weren't also sad? I'm sorry. What do you Ben, would you rather me lie to you or be honest with you? Like, I figured as close as we were, I figured you'd want me to just be honest with you and just be upfront. Is that not where we're at? Do you just want me to lie to you and tell you that I'm sad that Travis Kelce's out and I went from being projected to lose by 6 to now I'm projected to win by 9? Is that what you'd like for me to say, Ben? Lie! Oh, God. That's so funny. Well, Ben, I'm so sad that Travis Kelce's going to have to sit at home and cry because he can't win you the game. Oh, God. Did they go top? That's terrifying. You got a fast car. Let's just throw the Command and Conquer at them. They'll either go for the kill here or they'll just give us 2 cars. Anger intensifies. I feel like that's like so good for Diablo. It was that or Quebank. And like I feel like anger intensifies is so much funnier. Well, Chief called and this ain't it. Hey, up to 531, let's go. Oh yeah, dude. No, dude, that my sniper short from my Fortnite short I posted last night took off. Although I was called, some guy said that I look like McLovin from the movie Superbad if I ate 200 pounds of nacho cheese and grew a pedo stash. That was probably the most like rare insult I've ever heard on my YouTube channel. I was not gonna lie, like low key impressed. I thought it was pretty innovative, personally. We were driving in your car, speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. Yeah, dude, I honestly was just straight up impressed at the innovation. I need to keep all my cards there if I wasn't going to play the Nimblism, but I mean... Uh-oh. It's not going to be hard for them to do 25, like even being able to like AB a couple of times during the turn. Like it's still going to be hard for like... It's still going to be pretty easy for them to kill us here if they have combo assembled in their arsenal. Like, I can at least like prevent one of the Ether Flare, and that'll help a little bit. Uh-oh. If they pay for this, I mean, okay, so they're not paying for this. So... I guess, again, we're gonna pay 1 here. They're just gonna whittle us down until they can kill us in 1 shot, and it won't be that hard to do. So, isolate, snap, death touch, shakedown. I think that's what we're going to have to do here to try and like put some pressure on our opponent here. To try and like get them in an awkward enough spot to maybe where we can maybe win the game. Death touch. And we'll give them a Pox token. And then now we have AB2, which is not really much different than what we were attempting to do anyway, like what we were ever going to be able to do. Now they do have to kill us or block with some number of cards here, so Hopefully I get lucky and they just like hit an Eye of Ophidia. Ew, they hit a Gaze with Ages, or Gaze the Ages. Gaze the Ages is like a really good card here for them. I feel like that's pretty good. Not too shabby. Put the Ether Wildfire on top of the deck, let it come off the top, and then you have 2 for that, plus the blue in your hand is 3, and then 1 there is 6. So, and he needs 1, 2, 3, 4, so 5, 6. So, I'm probably dead. Oh, it's a Blazing Ether, so the Ether Wildfire's in their arsenal, and they have a Gaze the Ages. I mean, they've pretty much committed to killing me here. And I remember we were driving in your car, speed so fast, felt like I was drunk. I've had that Luke Bryan song stuck in my head all day. I mean, their other card is a Gaze the Ages, so like this has to be like they have to be able to find something that they can play, which I don't think is that hard. I'm probably dead here. Put a card on the bottom, put a card on the top. Okay. I was like, they're just going to let this happen, like, as they should. Yep, so we take 5, go to 17. I mean, I guess... Alright, so let's go here. Yeah, so I'm super dead. They can't pay, but the Blazing Ether is going to be for like 13 or 14, I think. 17? Yeah, I just can't count. So, I mean, we did the best we could. We played as aggressively as we could to try and like put them on the back foot and win that game. But like, I'm never going to beat Kano with AB1 and like 12 blues in my deck. It's just not in the cards. Just not going to happen. So we'll try it again. If a Kano opponent join, like if it's like if it's the same guy, we'll probably just send him a message and be like, hey man, sorry. Okay. Is this an Arcane Barrier 1 matchup? I honestly don't know. Probably not. Like, we're probably just full sending it here. They lose all hero abilities. That seems fine. Frailty Trap seems mid. We got a Death Touch. I don't really... like, maybe we're supposed to... Yeah, I guess we can... We're not looking to just play them from hand, so... Fates and Sync seem fine. I don't think we want all 70 cards, though. Maybe we cut red shreds here. Maybe we can cut the hurls. Not trying to play super offense. Just sent the YouTube video on the first one, so you sent the deck list now? Okay, gotcha. I'd prioritize the Inertia token over the Blood Rod in that matchup. Keeps them from getting the Wildfire down. Yeah, no, I mean, that makes sense. And, like, I think that we were personally in a spot where it was 6 in one, a half dozen in the other. I was either dead that turn or I wasn't. Now, it was probably correct to say that on the first turn, the first time I hit them with the Death Touch, I should have given them an Inertia token. That was probably what we should have done. Trying to think. Amnesia. That's actually not bad. Yeah, I mean, we'll just run 65 into him. Highly doubt that's correct, but, you know. We're here for it. We're in there like swimwear. Banishes a Howl from Beyond. So pitch surgical extraction to come in like that. We'll go infect here for 3. Yeah, I mean, if they're just gonna block like that, that's fine. Like if they're just gonna give us 2 cards, and then we'll just arsenal. So they made a rune chant and passed here. A lot of passing going on the other side of the field. I wonder if I'm just supposed to come in with the other dagger and then come in with leave no witnesses here. I can come in with leave no witnesses, and then I can... It's pretty early use of their crown, I feel like. Yeah, I mean, that's fine. And then we'll just arsenal the infect here. Seems okay to me. Have a pretty good hand. We can potentially block with the shred and the sink below, and then go infect into shakedown. Or if we get into a spot that we really want to keep our hand, we can always just keep the shred and then just block with the sink below here. We're probably at a point to where, like, if they present something that's relevant, we can actually throw the give them the Black Tech Whisperers here. So we take some rune chance. Deathly Well, they get some rune chance. I mean, I'm just gonna sink below here. I don't think there's any reason to actually sink anything. This doesn't have go again, and I imagine they're just gonna arsenal our last card. So they arsenal. We'll just come in with infect. They have 2 rune chance, I guess, because they lost life and we did. They probably paid, use Vincett's ability to be able to make a rune chant. I mean, they're trading a life for a life, basically, considering I have no arcane barrier. So it's not a bad option for them. Living in the city, we were driving in your car. Yeah, I think that Talishar recently gave people the option to, like, change their backgrounds and stuff. And so I picked the Command & Conquer art that was there. I thought that was pretty cool. Okay. I mean, I have no interest in doing anything with that. Just gonna arsenal to leave no witnesses again. They're just gonna banish their card and then come in. We'll crown this away. So I can block 3 and crown, and then keep a 5 card and keep a 4 card hand here. This hand's actually kind of sweet. So it's Rabble, Isolate, Shakedown, or Azurian Shakedown, and then Arsenal the last Isolate to keep up a better hand for next turn. So Rabble, hit a red, Noise, you love to see it. Come in with a dominated attack. They either have a defense reaction or they're just committing to having nothing here. We'll pick 1 here. We got a Runic Reckoning out of their hand. They have Widespread Destruction, Widespread Annihilation, and Mauvrian Skies. Man, a Death Touch would be sweet here. Gonna activate to make a Rune Chant and come in with Widespread Destruction, which means we're gonna lose this. So take the 3 Rune Chants, and then there's 6 physical. So I can block 6, be down 1 point, play Nimbalism, play Codex of Frailty, and then come in for 7. That doesn't seem bad. Now they're just going to give us 2 cards in the Grasp of the Arcanite, but it's still not like a bad turn cycle for us. Yeah, if I had a Death Touch, this is definitely a Death Touch scenario. We get a Ponder token. Okay, Fate Foreseen's not bad. I can live with that. Now, this hand's pretty mid as far as things are concerned. I mean, I guess we could leave the Fate Foreseen in our arsenal and just block with Isolate. Or I guess it's block, shred, sink below one of the isolates and try to find something here. No, I literally just said, sorry. I just said block, shred, which makes sense. And then bottom one of the isolates. We want to keep one of the isolates to be able to actually Uzuri in something like a shakedown if we draw it. So pretty good for us. I mean, we could snap here, but it would give us no value. Well, let's get that pummel out of here. We don't want to play against that. That's like uber obnoxious. Man. This is awkward. This is like not a great hand, I feel like. What do they pay for? Oh, they're attacking with the Phantom Wraith from their arsenal. So it's block Death Touch, and then play Fate Foreseen. So we stay at 15, then Ravenous Rabble into E-Strike draw card, I feel like is the play. And we're blocking with Death Touch because it sets us up to have the next time we draw a Codex, we're in a good spot. I feel like I'm okay with topping this here. Like a decent defensive card that puts us in an okay spot. Plus it's a red that plays offense for our Rabble. So like, plus there are 3 things here that it works for me. This is a close game. I need an above rate card. A 0 for 4 is a good rate card, especially defensively. I reveal it off of my Rabble, which means that my Rabble's a 4, and then I'm going to draw it and arsenal it off of my E-Strike. So it's a card that I want in my arsenal, a card I want for my Rabble, and a card that is just like a good, like, it's an above rate defense reaction. Now, this hand, not great. This hand feels like block with Death Touch Amnesia. That's what it feels like. They're also taking Blood Debt every turn. Or they took Blood Debt last turn, I guess. They're going to come in. Does Putrid Strings have Blood Debt? Yeah, so if they have a blue, they can play that and then attack. Okay. I mean, do we just keep our... keep our Fate Foreseen here. I can block 5. They'll go to 4. And then I can go Spider's Bite, Tunic. Why didn't they take one right there? Oh, what did they gain one? Oh, Deathly Delight says gain a life. Opponents making those heads up plays. Those ones they like to see. And then from here, we can just come in with the Amnesia. It does turn off the names of Rune Chant tokens. Cards and tokens they own lose and can't gain names. RuneGate says, let's find a RuneGate card here just to make sure that I'm not crazy. If you control Rune Chants, okay, so you have to control cards named Rune Chants, which means I'm like 90% sure that this interaction works the way that I want it to. So this is like a must block card. I mean, they're also at 4. Like, we're a flick knives or 2 away from getting out of here. And they just concede. All right, cool. So my turn was probably going to be block with an isolate. Probably a red one if I had to guess. And then use the Fate Foreseen that we had. And our turn was probably going to look like pitch yellow, isolate to come in with Spider's Bite, and then E-Strike for 7, just to really put the pressure on our opponent there. So either way, it honestly feels like Uzuri has like just enough disruption to keep you in the driver's seat once you get ahead a little bit. All right, let's see what Billy sent us. Now, obviously, I'm going to be looking at this on my phone, so you guys aren't going to know what I'm looking at. Tiger Phi. Interesting. All the brands. Breaking Point. Double Strike. Okay, so you're trying to turn using branded use to turn double strikes into. Oh. Good luck, have fun, opponent. So I like being able to block here. We'll get rid of this. This is we don't care about Humble really. We don't care about Frailty Trap. I don't care to keep in the Sinks and the Fates. That seems okay to me. Probably cut the Hurls. Play like a more oriented value game plan here. Shreds are good because Dash has a lot of cards that block. We can cut the red ones though because they're probably not going to be on defense reactions unless they're on like Control Dash, which I would be kind of surprised to see if you guys want the truth. Billy, this is sweet, dude. This looks really cool. Like, it looks like you're just like taking all of the value that you get from playing Tiger Katsu and just taking that and meshing it together with 5 value, which is cool. What, is there only 12 blues in this deck? Jesus, you're a madman, Billy. This is cool, dude. Oh, of course this is a We Make Best deck. Dude, like, We Make Best makes some pretty cool lists. I really like seeing their decks. Yeah, and the gold fishing is very fun so far. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I believe that deck is fun. It looks like a fun deck, honestly. I've been like really working on Phi. Like, I've been like doing a lot of tweaking with Phi. Like, I mean, I know I've talked about Phi and I made a Phi video, so like I've been doing it on stream, obviously, but I've been like tweaking the Phi list and seeing what works and what doesn't work off stream a lot too. I think that Phi is going to be a really solid choice moving into ProQuest season. Load 2 items and set up is a pretty good turn for our opponent here. I guess I'm just going to go isolate into Command and Conquer and see if we can maybe get their arsenal. They have no way of knowing what we're actually going to give them here, so we'll just put the Command and Conquer in, get their arsenal, whatever it might have been, unless they're like on defense and they had to like reinforce the line. We'll arsenal the Looking for Scrap, or not the Looking for Scrap, the isolate. This is something with 1 power, right? Okay, cool. So I need to find like a blue to make that happen. So right now I'm looking at pitch these for Spider's Bite, isolate a Death Touch, give our opponent a Pox token, and then Arsenal looking for scrap. So I could just commit to block with looking for scrap, block with sedate, and then still do our play of... Oh, this can be Combustible Courier. It's a pretty mid thing. Oh my gosh, what? What is happening? Color me surprised there. I'll take 7. One, I'm surprised they cracked Goliath Gauntlet on Throttle, and I'm also surprised that they're playing Reinforced Saline into me. Like, I feel like you're either committed to the boosting plan or you're committed to the control plan. Or in the sometimes case, you can be committed to the item plan, but still playing the boost dash, like Dash had to do against Prism for a long time. Because you had to put Prism on the back foot enough to where they couldn't keep up, but then you also had to play conservatively enough to get items out so that you didn't get fatigued. Ka-chow! Death Touch. Now, if they do have a Reinforced Saline, I was like, they can use it here. Okay. I have no idea what's going on. Bobby, if you feel bad for our opponent, then get wrecked, dude. I don't know what to tell you. I can't believe that they boosted. Like, so like playing the Teklo Pounder and like all that, like is actually like a pretty like good disguise for what they're up to. Okay. All right, let's look at our play here. So, attack with Sedate, or we pitch Backstab to come in with Spider's Bite. Pitch Sedate, or attack, use Sedate, activate. So if we say no blocks here, it's Dagger Dagger, pitching a blue in this, and then I'd come in with Shakedown. If Shakedown's going to hit, use Black Tech Whisperers to use Black Tech Whisperers for Go Again, and then we're going to have Codex of Frailty getting Death Touch off our Tunic counter. So I'm going to block 7. Take 1. And then if they pistol me, I'll take the pistol here. I'm tempted to block with the Shakedown. No, I can't. I guess if nothing else, I'm going to set up the Codex of Frailty for the following turn. That's like our worst case scenario here. That was so sad to see. Well, I'm sorry, Bobby. Sorry you're pulling for the other guy. What a friend. What a guy. What a guy. Bobby. Pulling for the I don't know, the quote-unquote bad guy here, if you will. There's like no point in putting the Shakedown in. I'm just gonna keep it. And then I'll Arsenal the Codex of Frailty here. So block Death Touch and Shakedown. 5 Go Again, Codex for Death Touch. That's definitely our play here. Another Teklo Pounder. What? What is happening right now? I'm like so lost. I see Dash, I root for Dash. I'm a simple man. I mean, I guess that's fair, bud. I guess that's fair. All right, so 5 Go Again here against our opponent's army of items so far. So we're going to discard a Shakedown here because We don't have a 0 for 4 that's really worth, so we're just going to play the Codex. Now, the Codex does put them on the back foot as well, so that's kind of cool. And discard this. Now we're going to use our Tunic to come in with our 1 for 6, potentially 1 for 8 here. Something's happening in the other room. Sounds no bueno. I mean, they probably get a... They just got a throttle. Okay. We'll come in for 6. I'm curious to see if they go block here and try to take the 0 for 6 to set up for, like, turn after next. No, just block 3. Take 3? Oh, reinforce the line? Okay, so they are going to block it out. Take the value off of getting the throttle. That's a good card to Arsenal. I do not have a Nimblism. Sag. So, Ravenous Rabble, Isolate, Surgical Extraction, use the threat, use the Shred, Arsenal, Nimble Strike. If we find a Nimblism in the next turn or two, we can make this a... we could make this a 1 for 8 with Go Again. If not, we can crown it away off of their throttle hit at some point. So, I mean, I feel like we have some decent options here. We could also do the alternative line of attacking with a dagger. I think I'd rather keep the Shred in case they decide to give me 2 pieces of equipment, honestly. I mean, I guess we'll just go ahead and play it. They have 2 defense reactions, then I wasn't going to be able to stop it anyway, but they're going to... Well, yeah, I mean, I guess they just need 1 defense reaction. I guess I could have Flick Knives the Nerve Scalpel as an instant to stop that, but I don't really know that that's worth it. We've already gotten 2 cards out of their hand. Oh, yeah. I love it when a plan comes together. Nimblism. So we're going to go Spiders, but no. We're going to Arsenal the Isolate here is what we're going to do. Okay, so they are trying to play the pistol game. So... Banish an Embolism. This is going to be a 1 for 11 with Go Again. Value. Talk about value town. Let's move Crowley's card over here. Curious to see how many cards they give me here. Guess it kind of depends on how many, like what their hand looks like. They still have a red throttle in their arsenal we know about. They blocked with a zipper hit and a red 0 to 60. Like, they have to be somewhat careful with what they boost with here because they do have, like, they have to be careful based off what they boost with here because they do have defense reactions in their deck. Now, they boost to reinforce the line. They've played a reinforced line and 2 sink belows. It depends on how heavy they win on the defense reactions here. Like, they're playing multiple Teklo Pounders, so they've obviously not given up on the aggro plan here. That's sick. Dude, if you're talking about the Nimble Strike, like, I feel pretty happy about the Nimble Strike. That's pretty cool. This is the first time I've ever played a Nimble Strike, ever. So this is going to be for 10 Go Again. So block 5. Block Surgical Extraction, Embolism. And then Isolate, Command and Conquer. They'll probably pistol us after this, or they might set up an arsenal. I'm not sure. So it's tough to say what we should do. I guess we're going to block with these 2 cards. This gives us the same 5 block and gives us the option of keeping these 2 cards to decide which one we want to put into play. If they arsenal their last card, then we have the decision. Okay, so did they boost here? No. So they're not going to have an arsenal. So let's get rid of the Command and Conquer, take 1, and then we'll try to come in with a surgical extraction and see what happens here. Like, surgical extraction hitting is, like, normally one of those things that, like, you really want to, like... You want to, like, have a, Okay, so that's our last reinforced line. You want to have a shred or something to, like, try and guarantee it's going to hit. My God, was that thunder? Jesus. We'll go Fate Foreseen. We'll leave that on top. That's a very good card. A lot of disruption there. So, since they passed, makes me think that they have a defense reaction here of some variety. Yeah, they definitely had a defense reaction there. Now, if it is one in their arsenal, they're going to do it now. They're going to, like, unmovable now. I can only assume it's an unmovable, considering that they didn't block at all. If it was a sink below or something like that, I imagine they would have given me a card. Okay, so even if we were to go, even if we were to hit the, use the Nerve Scalpel here, it wouldn't matter. That'd still be for 7. Okay. Cards and tokens they own lose and can't gain names. So the question here, is it better to amnesia and keep shred, or is it better to leave no witnesses and keep shred? Like, that's really the question that we're after and we're asking ourselves here. Oh, I kind of want to crown here, go to 16. So, like, we're not really going to be able to fatigue them. They have a purifier and a chamber set up, which means we're not really going to be on the fatigue plan. I'm going to put the infect on the bottom because we have the backstab that we can use. The isolate's also just really good. Okay, so they put all their items in expecting to have to play the long game against us, so it's pretty smart play by them. It's definitely what I do when I'm playing Dash. So, pitch backstab for Spider's Bite. Or I guess we could go here. Actually, I can just do both. So I'm going to pitch backstab for Spider's Bite. I'm going to use Tunic for Nerve Scalpel. And then I'm going to isolate. Put in the Amnesia because they can't use their pistol items that way. Yeah. So we're going to put in the Amnesia here. And then even if they have an unmovable from their hand, it's only going to be for 6. The shred's going to make it for 4, which means they take 2, go to 23, and then none of their pistol items register, and they only have 2 cards left in their hand. Okay. So that hit, actually. Kind of surprised to see that, if you want the truth. Gonna arsenal that. So, Okay, so this is an interesting decision point that we have here. I can go to 9, And I can go... I guess that doesn't really work though, does it? So I guess I can give up. I can block 3. So if I block the Shred, go to 12, and then I isolate Command and Conquer, I can leave no witnesses next turn. I can't tell if our hands have been awkward this game, or if I'm playing very awkwardly, or if my opponent also, like, if my opponent just really understands this matchup from their point of view. Like, it could be multiple of those things. Could be like an entire like factor of those. That's the last unmovable they have in their deck. So this is definitely block 9. Okay. Or it's none of what I said. So let's pitch Surgical to come in with the Spider's Bite here. Let's see. How many defense reactions they played? Is that all their Sink Belows? No, there's one more Sink Below, and then that's all of their Reinforced Lines and all of their Unmovables. So this puts them to 18. If this hits, they'll go to 17. And then we're going to go Leave No Witnesses. I think I can snap this. Snap this, if you will. Okay. What is this? It wants to get red cards? Red cards, so we need to get, like, not a very high chance of us getting red cards this late in the game. Let's refresh. I was like, there's clearly a bit of lag here. Didn't get a red card on either one. Can't say that I'm, like, uber surprised here. So this is where they're going to start pistoling us. They're just going to try and pistol us the rest of the game here. So this is going to be a 12-point turn for them. I mean, this doesn't really feel like a winning battle. I'm going to Fate Foreseen the first one here. I guess we'll put that on the bottom. Like, I don't really think we need an Isolate for anything. The crazy part's there's like 2 Codex of Frailties left in our deck that we have yet to see, and I'm afraid they're going to come in the same hand. That's the last thing we want, is to just have like 2 Codexes in one hand where we can't like really utilize them. They're like super far ahead in this game. Like, they're very lucky to not have boosted any of their pistol items. I mean, we banished 2 cards. They've boosted 6 times and not boosted a single pistol item. Like, not that that's like insanely crazy odds, but like I feel like a lot of things have gone right for them this game, for them to be able to set this up the way they have. Like, and even here they have 5 go again, and then they can pistol me. Like, I'm gonna die. I can block 5 and then block the pistol and stay at 7. Like, I committed to going to 4 this turn so that I could go rabble Spider's Bite into Amnesia to try and like shut down their turn. Like, if I block 2, I take 3, go to 5. It's actually block 3, take 2, go to 6. And then take 4, go to 2. And then we're just going to have to use Tunic to try and utilize Amnesia. And we're going to have to hope that our Shred kind of bails us out here. If we can turn off their pistol items for return, we can probably get enough value out of our hand to like try and like get some footing here. I mean, okay. Don't really understand why they didn't block with more there. Yeah, it loses all names. Like, right? Like, am I crazy? So is it just names? So, like, does it still see all the pistol stuff? I mean, if it does, we might be in bad shape here. Okay, so apparently it does still see all the names. Yeah, it's Mechanologist pistol, so it needs to lose types. So that's our problem here. Okay, so Amnesia is not nearly as good as I thought it was in this matchup. I was really hoping that that card was just going to be like an all-star. We're going to put Looking for a Scrap on the bottom. Problem here is that it doesn't matter what I draw or like what I really do, because they're just going to pistol me one more time after this and potentially boost a card. So I mean, even if we give them like, if we give them Sedate, we go to 1, and then we can give them Tunic, Codex, and then not use the U-Strike. I guess I have to go to 1 here and then give them Flick Knives, Tunic, and Codex here, and then throw Dagger for 1. And then it appears there's lag. I was like, let's refresh and get this going. Yeah, so I'm just dead. Because we block 4. And then, I mean, they're going to pistol me twice here, actually, because of they boosted, they can use the accelerator, but it doesn't matter, I'm dead here. Block 3, take 1 and die. Well played, opponent. Well played, opponent. Our opponent, so I go back to like our opponent had to have a lot of things go right for them that game. If Dash is going to consistently beat Uzuri, they're going to have a lot of things go right for them. Like, and I'm open to arguments, but you're going to have a pretty good one to convince me I'm wrong on that, because I've played a ton of Dash, and while I've not played a ton of Uzuri, I mean, I've played somewhere between 15 and 20 games. Like, I have a decent understanding of the hero in the deck, so like, I understand both sides of the matchup, and like, I just like if they boost over 1 of their items there, like, it's just so bad for them. Like, boosting over their items is like really bad and puts me in the driver's seat in a big way. Hubble seems pretty good. Again, I don't think we really care about that. Frailty Trap seems meh. Red Shred seems meh as well. Maybe we cut Nimbleisms and Nimble Strike. I don't know. The Nimble Strike plays kind of cool. Like, I don't know what matchups you want Hurl in. Like, I understand it's a good card. I just look at it and I'm like, what? Why are we playing this? What card or like, what matchup is Hurl just that good against? Visceri Reaping Blade. I guess people are playing Reaping Blade now that Rosetta Thorn's gone. People would rather play Reaping Blade. Like, in Visceri, it makes sense. Because, like, it's one of the only other Runeblade weapons that you have access to. But against, like... But, like, Vincent... Like, we played against a Vincent earlier who was playing Reaping Blade, I thought. Maybe they were playing Thorn, I don't know. Hurl is good for matchups where you just need to add damage onto your turn. Okay, so just something you're looking to race in. It's all going to change before ProQuest season, so it's hard to say unless ban list comes out later than I remember. I mean, yeah, so, like, I'm pretty sure that, like... Huh? Oh, I have Arcane Barrier. That's right. Duh. Dudui. Let's block with the blue isolate. Yeah, I mean, like, I think that the BNR announcement comes out with the new set coming out. I think that's when it comes out with Bright Lights. Yeah. So Hurl's good into, like, Dash, Wizards, and Brutes. Okay, interesting. Where you're just wanting to, like, get a little bit more aggressive. That seems good. Nimbalism. Put Command and Conquer on the bottom. Arsenal Shred. So, E-Strike for 10. Seems not too bad. Seems not too bad. Okay. So this feels like, yeah, this is like pummel Visceri. This sand's not good. I mean, like, it doesn't seem terrible or anything. I assume they'll pass after this. So if we go Ravenous Rabble into Pitch 2 Death Touches for Shakedown. Sorry, I meant that the new set is really going to change that matchup. Yeah, no, for sure. I'm really, like, I'm honestly really intrigued to see the new set as a whole. Like, I will... When Bright Lights becomes, like, openly available, you guys will see me streaming a lot of Bright Lights decks, like looking for, like, new cards for Dash, because I'm a Dash fanboy. I have been. It was my first hero when I got into the game. Or looking for ways to make Teklo-Vessen pretty cool. Like, I'll be looking at a lot of that stuff. So, and I think that'll be a lot of fun to test out the new heroes. Plus, you never know, like, I mean, plus you never know because, having a stroke. Like, Teklo-Vessen could completely change the game and just make the hero so much more powerful. I guess we want to take that card. Maybe I'm supposed to take Runic Reckoning here. We're also going to get to kill their Dyadic Carapace here, which is kind of cool. This is tough. This is a scary card. And they're going to have at least 2 Rune Chants. Let's get rid of the Runic Reckoning. Let's get rid of cards that actively just make their Dominate cards better. It's either get rid of the Dominate card or get rid of that, so... Wow, that's a lot of defense reactions. Jesus. I think you're right with things having to go right for Dash to win. I mean, that's been my experience as a Dash player. Like, that, like, because I have played Dash into Uzuri the same way that my opponent played last game. Like, I bring in the items, I try to boost some, like, and, you know, like it's a card game at the end of the day, you know, so well done by my opponent, because you have to get a little lucky to win at card games. It's just how it is. But, I mean, I just, yeah, like... What is this? Costs 1 less to play for each rune chant you control. Okay. So they're going to come in with Shrill for 10 and 4 rune chants? Nice. Nice. I like whatever's going on here. I guess I'm gonna pitch a Fate Foreseen. I mean, I guess I should just technically block all of these. Like, block this for 12 as opposed to doing that. And then Arsenal my Nimblism. Yeah, it's weird, but I guess that is the most correct play. Because I'm using a defense reaction to block 1, or I'm using a defense reaction to block 2, basically, so... Alright, I mean, I guess I could... I'm gonna Fate and then Sync, probably. So, like, if we go Fate, we get to see what's on top, and then if we Sync, we can Sync into something better. I mean, that's a one of. That plays well next turn. That actually plays really well next turn. So we get to go Nimblism into Nimble Strike off of... So this is going to be a 2-card 8. I mean, the one of Nimble Strike looking pretty clean so far. Probably would have been better on some level to just like arsenal my cards there. And like try to set up like a more explosive Nimble Strike turn like the following turn so that I could have that into like some Uzuri nonsense. But we just blocked 8. We blocked 8 and attacked for 8, so we had a 16-point turn all the way around. That's not too shabby. It's not too shabby. Well, that lined up nice? Yes, absolutely, it sure did. That lined up very well for us, actually. So we could Fate Foreseen this. We take 2, take the Reaping Blade more than likely. So take 2, Fate Foreseen this to cover it up, go Backstab, and then based off what they do, we can decide which one to put into play. I could also just pitch the Backstab to prevent all the Arcane here if I wanted to. I don't really know that that's where I want to be this turn. I don't know. 16-point cycle without Codex is what you pray for on this hero. Yeah, that sounds very true. Like, Uzuri doesn't have many, like, what I would call explosive turns, honestly. It just feels like she's really based around... This is going to be a good card. We're going to leave that on top. It seems like Uzuri's really based around, like, having all the disruption she can to make herself viable. Oh, no. That's terrifying. So, Reaping Blade... Okay. Well... I mean, we're just going to take all the rune chants. It's 6 rune chants, so we go to 26. And then... we don't have a Leave No Witnesses in our yard, so if we do that, we're setting ourselves up pretty well. Plus, we can go Backstab into Shakedown, which is kind of cool. Setting up Codex a little bit here. Like, we're blocking to save life and be efficient, but we're also using Leave No... like, putting cards into our graveyard, like having 1 Death Touch or 1 Leave No Witnesses in our graveyard is, like, very valuable for our Codex plays, which is really where we're, like, we start to get a lot of value, because Codex being, like, a 1 for 7 or, like, a 0 for 7, like, on average is just, like, insanely valuable. I mean, I guess the question is, do I just Arsenal Shakedown here? I think so. I think I can just Arsenal Shakedown and just, like, try to make a play out of it this coming turn. Okay. Good game, I guess. Spilling the Hoss PQ deck, I see. You know it, man. There are no secrets here. I'm always out in the open to let everybody know what I'm testing and working on. You guys got any cool secret sauce, Taylor, that you guys are working on for ProQuest season? You don't have to give any specifics. You can just say yes or no. Yes, you're working on some spicy deck. And no, you're boring and you're just going to play Lexi because it's the best deck in the format. So our term was probably like we had a shakedown there. Oh. So as weird as it is, our term was probably going to look like block with Black Tech Whisperers, Nimblism, isolate, Black Tech Whisperers, the isolate for go again, and then pitch Codex to come in with Humble to have a 12-point turn. Like, I don't know if that's correct at all, but like that was probably what we were going to do. So that's probably how it was going to look. And honestly, I do think we were going to win that game. Like, I felt very ahead like the whole game, and I felt like we were playing the very good value-oriented plan that we like to play. Ooh, Dory. Ew, good lord. Law got mine now. Let's go. Nice, dude. Nice. I'm actually working on Dromai with Drew. Oh, dope. That's awesome, dude. Frailty basically serves as a 0 for 4 in this matchup, unless they're playing... I mean, if they're on Axe Story, then keeping all of this in is like pretty tough. It's hard to say. Shreds are really good because they have a lot of defense reactions. Let's just run 72 cards. Let's just run 72 cards. Like, I ain't scared. 72 cards into somebody. They're also playing 72 cards into us. This is going to be a miserable shitfest. Welcome to the freaking show, everybody. So this only blocks for 2. Oh, it doesn't have go again, so it was a complete waste. I should have just played Fate Foreseen. I mean, I guess I can still play my Fate Foreseen. Oh, I guess I clicked through it. Uh-oh. I'm in danger. Spider's Bite. Let's pitch our red for Nerve Scalpel, and then let's come in with a Hurl. And then we'll just arsenal our Shred here and set up a little bit. It appears our opponent has a turn they like. Maybe they hit some power cards here. I don't know. And your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder, and I don't even know what this does. It's +3, and if it hits, and you have no cards in your arsenal, reveal the top card of your deck. If it's an action card, put it face down into your arsenal. So they're probably about to play an action card from their arsenal. Oh, no! I mean, I guess it's kind of a redundant effect, but... So... Dagger, hurl. Or it's block 2, hurl. Take 8, I guess. I don't know. Okay, I think they are onto something with Fi. I'm going to make this work. Dude. We Make Best make some cool decks. Like, they've made some really fun decks over, like, since I've started streaming, I've watched We Make Best, like, quite a few of their videos and their deck techs, and they make some cool decks. And, like, that deck seems right up your alley. Oh, womp womp. Sad days are sad for you, opponent. I mean, we block 2, and we're going to have a 7-point turn. Or, like, and we're going to have... Yeah, so, I mean, we had a 9-point turn cycle off 4 cards. Feels pretty bad. Why did that block for 2? I don't really understand, if I'm being honest. Well, we definitely have not played an Embolism yet. Infect Death Touch, use the Shred. Let's block 2, take 2 here. Oh, okay. You gonna try and hit me again, opponent? I mean, I guess they play things that, like, actually, like, attack again and stuff, so, like, it's not crazy. They had to pitch 2 reds to do it, which means they probably have a defense reaction. I'm just gonna go to 24. I just don't like the 12 blues. I'm going to tweak it and work for this. Dude, I mean, work on it, man. It seems like it seems like a really, like, you project to, like, be able to work on. I mean, yeah, Billy, that seems like right up your alley, dude. Like, 12 blues seems kind of light to me. Probably looking at like 15. If I was gonna like put a number on it, I would say closer to 15 personally. But that's just me. Interesting. I guess we get to keep the shred. I was not expecting that. We'll give them an inertia. Considering they're on like a more fatiguey style, we want to get them off of their graveyard if we can, or off their arsenal, their graveyard. Good lord. I mean, we want to get them off of that too if we can, but I'm trying to live in reality world over here. 5. Dominate. I'm still going to play the Fafer scene here and cover it up. Like, our defense reactions are terrible. They're just 0 for 2 cards. Yeah, we'll leave that on top. That's a pretty good card. We can, like, we don't really get much value off of the fact that they have like attacks and stuff, but it's still not bad. We'll go Nimble Strike. Forgo again. Or, I mean, we're gonna put Nimble Strike on the bottom. Like, we'd rather put that on the bottom first. We want to see it first. It really feels like they're just trying to race me. Axes you control gain +2 and dominate until end of turn. Seems not bad. We'll arsenal this. See what we can find. Uh-oh, this is like your axe gets +6, right? I can block 4. It's 4 either way. It doesn't matter if you block with the 2 or the 3 first. I'm going to keep the Isolate in my hand because it allows me to throw the Nerve Scalpel just in case they do have some like random defense reactions or something. I mean, I know that they have defense reactions in their deck. We've seen them pitch some. It's just whether they actually have them in their hand or not is the question. So something like that, I don't think I might have expressed this while I've been streaming. I'm honestly not sure. I've tried not to express it too openly if you guys want the truth. I hate this fatigue meta that we're in right now. Like, I hate that that's the way the game is played. Like, it just, that doesn't feel like the way the game was designed to be played at all, in my opinion. And so I just don't like it. Like, I just don't think it's a fun way to play Flesh and Blood. Like, I never enjoyed the style of decks in Magic that were like, lock you out of the game. Like, you know, Blood Moon, like, you know, Stone Rain, stuff like that. I never enjoyed that style of deck. Like, it's just like, I didn't come here to play the game so that you couldn't play the game. Like, that's just, you had to be a special kind of miserable, in my opinion, to enjoy something like that. This is just Isolate, Command and Conquer. Arsenal, Sedate. But, like, it's just one of those things, like, It's just like, I don't know. It's just like, I just don't like the fatigue meta. Like, it's just not fun in my opinion. Like these people jamming 68 cards into their deck or 70 cards in their deck and then just playing games. Like, it's just like, really? Like, that's what we're all trying to accomplish, is I'm just trying to run you out of cards? Like, I don't know. Maybe I sound like a boomer right now, but it's just not fun. It's just not fun to me. And I honestly, like, I'm all about, like, you know, doing anything I can to get a competitive edge. Like, I am all about that. Like, winning is winning at a high level, and I understand that. I just also, like, can't help but be like, seriously? Like, this is, like, because it feels like this is the whole metagame. Like, it honestly makes me want to play, it makes me want to play Kano in, like, a competitive setting, because I know that it'll like win games against those fatigue decks. Like, and that's not a bad plan in my opinion. This is tough because, like, we have to give a lot of cards to do this here. So I think I'm just gonna take 6, give them an extra card, let them break bolters and hit me again. Okay. I guess I didn't draw blue. Again, I guess let's go Nerve Scalpel. This is reactions, right? Yeah. I'm still trying to figure out why it took down that Iron Song response earlier. So, like, the funny thing about, like, the fatigue meta is, like, the first time I said something to somebody about, like, not enjoying the fatigue meta and the way that the games are played, somebody looked at me and was like, you just finished playing Oldhim. And I'm like, you're right. I did just finish playing Oldhim, and I hear you, but, like, I was playing Oldhim like I didn't enjoy winning people by running, like, winning games by running people out of cards. Like, I don't know who actually enjoys that style of play. Like, so the shred's looking pretty sweet here. Oh, I can't shred. I wasn't even thinking because this isn't an assassin card. So, still a good arsenal card. We can arsenal and try to, like, hopefully draw a shakedown or something sometime in the near future. Death Touch is a good one. So, we block. Not having another 3 block is really awkward. Like, maybe I'm just supposed to... Like, do I have a blue attack? I don't even know if I have a way to give Looking for Scrap go again. I don't, because I don't have a blue attack in my graveyard. So we're just going to block like that, honestly, which is, like, wildly bad for us. And we're just going to throw Nerve Scalpel off this and just pass. We're just going to try to set up a turn where we can make something happen. Like, we need to have, like, a quote-unquote explosive turn. Just did Assault to Wound attack for 13. Wow. Feels like Crouching Tiger. Dude, that's... Like, 13 is insane. Like, that's a lot. Like, I get Salt to Wound up to, like, you know, 8, 9 sometimes, like, in a good game for me, but that's about it. So block Looking for Scrap. So maybe I need to be blocking with my blues more effectively to turn this on. Something's happening to Carly in there. So this blocks 1, which means I take 9, go to 6. Maybe I'm just supposed to say no blocks. I mean, That's what I was afraid of. That's why I almost said I just shouldn't block. And they passed their turn, so at least we didn't get punished, I guess. So, isolate. Surgical extraction. Okay. I mean, that's fine. So, we put this in, and then we shred their sink below. And so this way, even if they have another sink below, or I guess we can't shred that, can we? Ugh. Yeah, we can't shred that. That's unfortunate. That is, like, not a card I was playing around. Good lord. So this is for 8. Oh, man. This has me taking 6. This has me taking 4. So I go to 2 here. Oh, man. I must be really bad at the Uzuri deck. Like, not even kidding. Like, I just, like, people win with this and people top 8 with this deck all the time. Like, clearly I am the problem here. Like, if I'm not winning, like, it's obviously I that is the issue. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna pick the Stillblade Shot here and let you take 1, go to 21, and we'll pick blue and then banish your last card. So it gives us something to do here, which is kind of nice. So we get to play a little bit of offense, I suppose. Now the problem is that they are just so far ahead. It's just like they're just so far ahead. I just don't know that it matters. Like, it's crazy. So if I can go Dagger, Dagger, Rabble, Codex. I mean, and this is so Death Touch is, like, we're going to get Death Touch here. And if we hit a red off the Rabble, which we did, so this is looking like a 12-point turn with an on-hit, with 1 on-hit effect. Now, the Frailty does help us a little bit here. Like, I don't think that there's anything else that really helps us more. Like, they have an attack. Oh, they had Command and Conquer, so they actually have to get Command and Conquer, which is kind of nice. The fact that they're forced to, like, actually get a card and discard is kind of cool. I wasn't considering that they had played a Command and Conquer earlier. Honestly, just kind of forgot. No life gain for you, Budro. Cards and tokens. This is for 5. I don't have any 2 blocks in my hand. I don't get any value off of this, actually. Block, Amnesia, Infect. So block this out, and then we'll throw Humble for 6 here. We're not even winning the card race. Like, I don't know if this is a bad matchup or, like, if I'm playing poorly.
Like, it takes me all the way from your deck box.
Okay, so they lose hero abilities, which probably isn't super relevant.
Yeah. And I didn't even do anything to it.
Uh-oh. Nine, and I'm at 2. 1, 2, 4, 8. Take 1. Shoo! Man. Please, please don't have another blue. Okay, they didn't. So, isolate. Shakedown. Put in shakedown. I'm going to use it here. I mean, I was like, I don't think it's going to get much better than this for me. So I could have done that and then... So block... Yeah, block like this. Nimbleism, leave no witnesses. I mean, this is not bad. Like, this is 10 with a relevant on-hit effect. The problem is they're like one Iron Song Determination away from killing us. I think that's what the yellow Dominate card's called. Iron Song Determination. Okay, so they have another defense reaction here. Well... So there's still Stillblade Shunts left in their deck, and that's just going to kill us on the spot, so... So let's just block 4. Let's go isolate for 1 and just see what happens here. They're just going to say no blocks. They must have a hand that tries to kill us or something. Like, it's unfortunate that I didn't have anything there. I mean, we're at the end of the game, so, like, it's not completely crazy that we have nothing. So I can block 9, essentially.
Yeah, I saw something where he. Wait, Slick was the one that I said was being annoying.
So... 1. So this is 2, 5. Yeah, so I have to do it. Like, I mean, I guess the alternative option is... do nothing, basically. I don't think there's anything really to put to the bottom here. Let's see what they do. Sink below. And to take 2, and let's pick blue. And they had Command and Conquer, and Sharpen Steel. So they have 2 Command and Conquers in their hand, which means they're coming in with the axe. Off the Tunic. Oh, no, they're just going to come in for 6 that way. Yeah, I don't know why I wasn't thinking about that. So I'm going to block 6. We're going to throw the Rabble, hopefully for 4. Sad days are sad. So throw Rabble for 2. Arsenal, our Fate Foreseen. Uh-oh. So if I block with backstab, that goes to 2, and then my Fate Foreseen goes to 6, and then I can go Infect, Surgical Extraction into Shred. This has been a weird game. Like, I don't know if I just, like, waited too long to start playing the correct game, or, like, what's going on with me. We're gonna leave that on top, because that's a pretty good card here. And I'm hoping we can just, like, make our opponent's, like, hand really bad with the Surgical Extraction and the Shred here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, Surgical Extraction, like, gets 1 card out of their hand, and the Shred's, like, nothing to write home about, so... Let's Shred to push forward. I was like, and if they don't have something else, then we get them here. But they did, so... We're probably going to give 2 cards, and... Man! Like, just having to, like, give 2 cards every single turn is, like, so bad. They still have 3 equipment block left, or 4, I guess, if you count the Tunic, which is, like, backbreaking for us. Yeah, I don't know if I just waited too long to start playing this style of game with them, or, like, if my draws lined up in a way that, like, put me in this situation. Like, one of the things that I like about Flesh and Blood is that, like, 9 times out of 10, if you're losing, it's your own fault. It's not something else. It's not crazy. I probably should have went Isolate there. Like, just played Isolate. And then Arsenaled my Nimble Strike and try to set up, like, a 2-card hand where I can go Nimble Strike and, like, Codex or something like that. For 7... Let's just block 8, Arsenal, my Sink Below here. Like, feels like my best bet to try and, like... So I need to have, like, a turn where I can do something, and I know there's a Codex left. So... How many Steelblade Shunts have they played? It's not a lot. It's like 2, I think. There's 1 Steelblade Shunt up there towards the top, and then there's 1. So it's about when they pitch them. Let's just keep our hand. There's no need to sink anything here. Like... We're at a point in the game where we're just hoping they don't have the last Steelblade Shunt in their hand. Based off how quickly they passed, I assume they do. No, they don't. That or they're just being cruel. Like, which I suppose is a possibility. Like, it's just Death Touch, obviously. Like, this gets 2 cards out of their hand. Give us Brayford Bracers. Oh, and a defense reaction. So this gets, if it's in their arsenal. Okay. That's just BM, dude. Like, just play it when I attack the first time around. Like, when I attack with the weapon, just play it. Like, that's just, like, you're just being a dick at that point. Like, I'm not gonna hold back. Like, fuck that guy. That guy's an asshole. Like, there's absolutely no reason to do that. Like, if you're watching, you're a prick. Like, like what a shitty thing to do. Uzuri into Prism. This seems like a horrible matchup. Like, this seems absolutely terrible. Like, everybody's playing all these decks that I don't want to play against at all. I guess we're gonna take out all our defense reactions and try to play like a more offensive game. That seems like the play here. I guess we'll want to leave in Black Tech Whisperers to block a I guess we'll go Spider's Bite, Nerve Scalpel, and then we'll just keep the Humble to put into our arsenal here. Turning off Prism's hero ability would be kind of cool. We'll leave the Shakedown in our hand. We'll arsenal the Humble, leave the Shakedown in our hand in hopes that we can actually get them a little bit. Maybe we can get them with something here. Like on our follow-up turn. I wasn't thinking about it, but I did leave myself in a pretty bad spot if they play an Aura here. Like, I have no way to attack. Like, which I was not considering at all. Was not a very good decision on my part. What is a Radiant Flow? Banish this and a card from your hero's soul. Prevent the next 2 damage that would be dealt to you. Captain's Call, huh? So this is for 9. Herald of Triumph is very good in this spot because we definitely have poppers here. We're just not able to play any of them. And they have Angelic Wrath. Dude, this deck is interesting. So I'm about to go to 27, and my man's about to go get a Figment. And he can flip it for free if he wants. I guess let's attack them and see how defensive they start playing. Let's see how defensive they want to be. Like, if they're like an uber like defensive deck, I imagine they are. And then we'll come in with the Humble here. Turning off their hero ability would be pretty cool, so this is a card they probably want to block. Soul Shield? Or are they just not caring? They're just going to take 6. I mean, maybe they've just committed to racing me. Not likely, but possible. Okay. I have a lot of questions. I have a lot of questions. No popper. But my hand is E-Strike, go again, E-Strike, go again into Death Touch, which is a pretty solid turn. Now it also depends on what they do, obviously. The next attack action card you play this turn is Illusionist in addition to its other types. Gets +4 Phantasm, and when this is destroyed, draw a card. Never seen that card before. So this is like super aggro here. So, I mean, I guess I'm taking 11, going to 16 to have my turn. Because I'm not going to block it. Like, they had Triumph on a turn when I had 3 poppers in hand, and now I have no poppers in my hand. So, I mean, it is what it is. They chose not to get a Figment. Interesting. Yeah, we're going to go again, Death Touch here, just to see what they do. They're just straight up trying to race us. Like, interesting. Prism's not really a deck I take for racing people. Like, they do have Dreamweavers, so, like, they can use that to their advantage, I suppose. I mean, we had a five card 16-point turn. It's like technically above rate, but not great. Really? I am so confused. I guess we're gonna take the Pox here. Now, we have a Popper. If they have another Herald of Triumph, that's just going to be a sad day. Phantasmify. Okay, and they're playing Life for a Life. Interesting. Like, we get to... Gets -3. Okay, so they're just playing all the combat tricks here, trying to, like, take away Phantasm. So I'm going to take 9 and go to 7. I mean, I don't even know what this does. Create a Courage token, and then they get to flip it. Now, they are going to take 2 and go to 7. They're going to join us at 7. One of the big problems that we're going to have right now is the fact that we're already at 7, and they still have Dreamweavers available to them. Wait, what? How did they pay? Oh, the Pox killed that. I mean, works for me. I like being able to go Spider's Bite into Isolate Surgical here, and then if they have a defense reaction here, like a 0 for 4, like a Sync or a Fade or something, then we can activate Flick Knives in response, throw the Scalpel at them, and then that will put them, that'll deal damage to them and put them to 8, and then our Surgical will be able to hit unless they have 2 0 for 4s. Two and 3 is not the record I was hoping for tonight. I feel like I would have had a more positive record if I was playing with Uzuri. Or if I was playing with Lexi, I mean, sorry. Like, my brain just, like, had a stroke. Okay. Okay.
No.
You're still taking 2. Now I get to take your only attack here.
2 health.
That's great.
Oh.
Something bad is happening. I heard Carly yell, 2 health. That does not sound good in there. So they're just going to pass because they have nothing they can do. That's exactly what we needed. So our turn is...
What?
What does Hurl say? When this attacks, target dagger control deals 1 damage, target hero. If it does, damage dealt by destroy the dagger. So our turn can be... Hurl, E-Strike, put Backstab on the bottom, Codex for Ravenous Rabble. That's a 3, 5 is 8, and then so it's somewhere between a 10 and 12 point turn when our opponent's at 7. And we do have the ability to throw Nerve Scalpel at him anytime we want to. Or it's Spider's Bite, Nerve Scalpel, pitching our Backstab and the E-Strike, Hurl, then Codex. Or if I really wanted to play Command and Conquer here, I could go pitch E-Strike, then Backstab for Spider's Bite, Hurl, then Codex for Command and Conquer, and that's a 10-point turn, so it's less points, but it has a very relevant on-hit effect. I like that last line the best, I think. There's definitely some value in playing the things that just have the most, in playing the turn that has the most points, the most upside. So the Ravenous Rabble turn where we go Hurl, E-Strike, go again, and a Codex for Rabble leaves us with a turn. Like, that's a 10 to 12 point turn. We're taking a chance on what we actually have, and we don't know how many it's for. Like, we don't know if it's going to be 10 or 12, and there's no on-hit effect. Codex giving them a frailty is kind of nice. Now I know that they don't have an attack action arsenal there. Yeah, we'll just go with the Command and Conquer. It seems like our best choice. It prevents any defense reactions they might have, which, based off what they've done so far, I don't know that they have any. Wow. They must have had a no block in their hand, is all I can come up with. Put this into our arsenal. I have not blocked with a blue yet, with a blue zero coster, so this cannot have go again. Okay, so Spider's Bite, Nerve Scalpel, Command and Conquer. I could also just take the chance that I'm able to okay, so now they're just dead. Would be dealt arcane damage. This gets ward 1, so I actually can't just throw the dagger at them. They're not just dead. I'm glad that I looked to realize that that gains ward 1 if they need it to. They just conceded. They just decided that it was over with. Damage dealt 15 on turn 3, but they dealt 13 and 11 to us on the first 2 turns of the game, which was pretty good. I don't feel like that's a good representation of how the Prism Missouri matchup actually goes. Like, I don't think that's an accurate representation at all. Maybe we play against Viserai again. Big Dawnblade energy. All right. Whatever that's supposed to mean. Yeah, I think we want Arcane Barrier 1. Frailty Trap doesn't seem good. I don't think we want the Hurls here. Shred. The red shred seems a little bit overkill. Humble, losing hero abilities is good. We can probably cut Amnesia. Like, we probably don't need Amnesia. And we'll leave in all of our other pieces. I think Nimblism and Nimble Strike are like just good enough to get there. Let's just get in with the Spider's Bite to start, just kind of see what happens here. Guys, appreciate y'all hanging out tonight. I know tonight's like 3 and 3 is definitely not the night I was hoping for, but appreciate everybody hanging out. It means a lot. Me someone, me someone. So using this will just get 2 cards out of their hand more than likely. I mean, I guess they're going to draw up either way. Yeah, I would have given 2 cards there if I was my opponent. So we'll put that there. So we can block. We can block with the blue Isolate, pitch Surgical Extraction for Spider's Bite, and then go Isolate into Command and Conquer, the Isolate from Arsenal, and then Arsenal my other Isolate. Oh, Lord. Or we're just going to block 6. Now, this is kind of nice because our looking for scrap is turned on because of our blue Isolate here. Let's see how our opponent blocks. I don't expect a lot of defense reactions from our opponent, but I mean, they could have some. Like, that's definitely something that could be on the table here. Reaping Blade. So, forever and a day ago, and if you guys are watching, you guys might have been around on my channel long enough to know that, but forever and a day ago, we thought that Rosetta Thorn was going to get banned originally. Like, we thought it was going to get banned at... we thought there was a potential for it to get banned at the first ProQuest season of 2023. Then when it didn't, we were like, oh, okay, RTN season. Oh, I'm sorry. Crap. And then when it didn't, we were like, oh, RTN season. Like, RTN season for sure. And then Briar finally just now hit LL, but we were ready for it to hit LL a long time ago. So in preparation of that, I was trying to see if Visceri worked with Nebula Blade. So I bought a cold foil Nebula Blade. I think it was like a cold foil first edition one back in the day. I'll have to look at my binder and see if it's first edition or not. Because, I mean, I think those are worth like 40 or 50 bucks now. Let's block 3 here. The only thing that really blows us out is if they Spellbound Creepers into Revel. So they didn't have the resources, or they could have actually. So block the Reaping Blade, take 6 Rune Chance, Isolate, Humble, or Spider's Bite, Isolate, Humble. Alright, yeah, so take 6. Seems fine. Seems like a fine turn as far as everything's concerned. Our opponent ties it up. And then Isolate, and then Humble actually being very relevant because we're taking away all of their Rune Chant production capability, which is like super strong. Like super strong for us. Now, basically whatever they attack with, like, I'm hoping that their turn is just like lackluster and they don't really do much here. But we're probably looking at Fate Foreseen, into isolate, Uzuri, leave no witnesses, arsenal, the sink below. If I had to guess, that's what we're looking at.
They also look to the top.
It could just be spider's bite into leave no witnesses, but I don't know. Isolate into anything like that's relevant is really good. Hopefully they have an arsenal and it matters. Okay, so they're pitching multiple reds here to activate grasp. They're just gonna reaping blade me. If they reaping blade me, I'll think I might use tunic to prevent this here. Like, might as well use our arcane barrier here, and then we can just go fate foreseen. We'll see what we hit on top. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty good card. We'll leave that on top, and then we'll just take 3. I think this is a better use of our resources. We get to attack for 5 this way instead of just for 4. So I like the idea of going Spider's Bite into leave no witnesses here. I mean, they don't have an arsenal. So, like, leave no witnesses is not, like, really, like, this big, giant blowout play. It does get a card out of their deck, though. So... they make 3 rune chants. We're gonna sink and put the shred on the bottom. Do we have a death touch in our... no, we don't. Put the shred on the bottom if we find a blue. No. Huh. I think we're just safely taking this here. Block with Death Touch to set up a Codex here, and then we can go E-Strike for 7, Arsenal looking for a scrap. I think that's fine because it sets us up to have looking for a scrap in Arsenal with a Tunic counter coming up on that turn, so I think that's our most efficient play. Harley's laughing it up about something in there. They must be having a lot of fun playing Fortnite. I assume they're playing Fortnite. I wonder if this is my opponent thinking or Talishar lagging. It's my opponent thinking. You got a fast car. Not gonna take it anywhere. MQ. Oh, no blocks? Really? Their hand must be pretty solid if they're gonna say no blocks here. So like we have blocked with a blue, right? Like, I'm pretty sure I set that up early in the game. Okay, so this is probably where we get our equipment, like where we give our equipment here, along with one of, like, with our fate foreseen. Okay. So, pitch surgical extraction. No, I'm sorry. It's tunic. It's tunic into spider. It's tunic into 1 for 5. Go again off looking for a scrap. Isolate surgical, and then it's nimblism. 1 for 8. Go again. Isolate surgical extraction. So we're just taking the arcane damage here. And the fact that this is only for 1 is wild because it means we can just throw our Black Tech Whisperers here. Just setting ourselves up in a really positive fashion. Like, I know that they're making a lot of rune chants, but like... Alright, so again, we're taking 4 rune chants here. So essentially, we've taken 6 so far to this point. They make 2 on the back end. This is for 3. I'm just going to play Fate Foreseen. We're essentially using a 4 to block a 4 because of the blue Mauvrian Skies here. Our Black Tech Whisperers blocked for 3. So value town on our equipment. Yeah, we're going to leave that on top because it's a 1 for 5 with Go again. Never played Nimble Strike before until today, and Nimble Strike's looking pretty cool. Take 4 here. I mean, this was a very good turn from our opponent here. Like, Go again and drawing extra cards, like value town. Like, insane value here. And like, these were for free because they just kept costing 1 less.
Yeah!
This damage is unpreventable. I don't understand why it's unpreventable. Like... Oh, Gloomveil. Gloomveil. So I'm going to go to 10 here to serve back a pretty strong turn. We'll get rid of the backstab. So this is a 1 for 8 with Go again. And then because of our nimblism, our Nimble Strike is set up for a 1 for 5 with Go again next turn. I really like the card Nimblism. Like, it's one of those cards that I've always enjoyed, but I've never had the chance to play because of the heroes I play. So, and I got a feeling that I could be. Oh, Lord. I did not sleep enough last night, obviously. Which is crazy, because I went to bed before midnight last night. The thing that is honestly pretty terrifying to me is that I'm at 10 and my opponent has all of their equipment. Like, I don't want to use Flick Knives until it's, like, super relevant. Like, when Flick Knives... Like, I only have 1 dagger to throw at them, so I get 1 use off of this. So Flick Knives is a 2-point equipment. Our opponent's really in the tank here, I think. Like, that or I'm lagging again. Yeah, no, our opponent's, like, really tanking about their turn here, which, you know, honestly, I respect. Like, it's better to make a good decision and make sure that you're doing the right thing. Like one silly mistake will cost you the game. If they give me a card and both pieces of equipment here... I wonder if they have a defense reaction. Like, what was the point of you giving Grasp of the Arknight there? And I get to take a card here? Okay, so let's think about this. If I take Mordred Tide, their turn is activate Grasp, use Tunic to come in for 7, then a Rune Chant. If I take Shrill, their turn is activate Grasp and attack with Reaping Blade in that, Arsenal Mordred Tide. If I take the blue, their turn is terrible. I think we're supposed to take the blue there. I think that's the most correct decision. Especially considering that Surgical wants blue cards. So if I go to 7 here, I'm putting myself in a scary position here. So if I go to 7, I can pitch Sink Below to go 5 go again, and then Infect for Death Touch. Alright, I guess let's do it. Man, I don't know if this is correct at all. It might just be correct to like give them Nimble Strike here. Go Infect into Death Touch and then Arsenal Sink Below. Banish our Nimbleism, so now we have a 1 for 5 with Go again. I actually played against a Briar at Nats who was playing Nimble Strike in their deck. I think I'm going to use the Flick Knives here regardless. I think the Flick Knives... I think this is our turn for Flick Knives. I think this is our turn for Flick Knives. It's not going to do anything on our first attack, but it's going to make them think about the Death Touch. Yeah, I'm just going to do it. I think this is my turn. Like, I think this is it right here. Like, I just think we got to get our car. We have to use Flick Knives. We can't take that reaction with us. We have to use it at some point. So it might as well be now. Because we are in the last few turns of the game. Her. Our opponent's just tanking so much, and I mean, I get it. Like, you know, the big turns require a lot of thought. Like, and if like you're a experienced player, then like the more you play, the more this kind of stuff comes up. Like that you end up sitting and thinking and making sure you're making the right decision. Like this is exactly how like Michael Hamilton, like Charles Dunn, you know, like Michael Fang, all these guys like end up making sure they're making the right decisions. Okay, so our opponent keeps 3 cards. There's no reason for me to put this in because they've already blocked 6. Which means I'm just going to Arsenal my Death Touch and play it next turn, which is like pretty good for us. It's a pretty good card. They put Mordred on the bottom and then drew another one. Yeah. Flick Knives now just says block 1. Okay, so we're going to pitch Isolate here. We're going to block this out. Now the question is, are we going to block the Reaping Blade? So we could block with Flick Knives, take 2, go to 5, and then our turn is Ravenous Rabble into Death Touch, which does require a decent amount of cards. And then I can Arsenal my Codex this way. I could also block here and then go Rabble Death Touch and have nothing and keep all of my equipment. Oh, I think we're just like I think we're playing the value plan here. Just block 3, try to play like a slower game, try to like stay in the rhythm of keeping our life lead. I think that's one of the places I've really gone wrong tonight playing Uzuri, is that like I've just not been playing like this like I've been trying to play the super value oriented game plan. I'm just not like a big Uzuri player, so I don't know a lot of it. And you know, I've said this a lot when I'm streaming. You know, if you guys have, know anything about me, like I said, I'm very open about the idea, about the concept that I'm not somebody who's just naturally great at a deck. I have to play it and put the time into it and understand the different lines. Like the pattern recognition, like really has to happen for me over the course of 10 to 15 games. And while I've played about that many games on Uzuri, it's just been a while. Like I just don't play Uzuri regularly enough. And for anybody wondering or anybody that watches this later, I'm probably not going to play Uzuri at ProQuest season. The 2 decks that I'm leaning into the most right now for ProQuest season are Bravo and Fi. I have other things put together. Like I could play Icelander, I could play Dromai, I could play Dash. Like I could probably borrow enough stuff again to put Lexi together like I did for Nats, because I don't own the cards for Lexi. Like I never did. Like those were like every card I played at Nationals, almost every card I played at Nationals was me borrowing stuff. So I'm probably gonna end up on Bravo or Fi. I'm really hoping I can find a Fi list that like really jumps out at me and makes me think, yeah, like I need to be playing this. Like I need to play this Fi list. Or this Fi list, yeah. So I think we're just blocking with Shakedown here. Throw Humble for 6, get 2 cards out of my opponent's hand here. We'll just get 2 cards out, Arsenal the Command and Conquer. I'm telling you, this Tiger Fi list, OP. Dude, it like, do you actually think it's really good? Or do you just love playing Tiger cards, Billy? And I'm asking because if you really think it's insane, I'll test it. I'll play it. I'll stream it a couple times and see how I like the list. I've never really played with any of the Tiger cards, so it'd be a new experience for me. But I'd be willing to test it out if you actually think it's a really good deck. Oh, give me the Pummel. Probably means you have another one in your hand though, or you have one in your arsenal or something. Okay. So we're definitely going to block this with the Flick Knives here. The question is, I think we're just going to pitch our Shred for Arcane. Block Flick Knives so they don't get any extra rune chance here. We will prevent that, and then I guess we're... I guess we'll block here. Keep a better card in my deck. Well, I may be biased because it's Tigers, but I'm seeing potential for sure. My few little changes feels better. Still trying to find the sweet spot. I mean, yeah, that's fair. I feel like with any good deck comes somebody trying to find the sweet spot of like what cards should and shouldn't be played for quite a while. So I still need to look through the original list, but like if you get a chance later, like after you've been working on it for a little bit, send me the changes you've made and I'll like look and see like I'll play around with it a little bit. I'm going to arsenal my Nimblism in hopes of like, you know, making that like a super value play. So this is for 3 go again, and then... So if I go Fate Foreseen on this, Nimblism looking for a scrap with go again into Humble, that's a pretty solid turn. That's enough to give me... That's the juice I need to end the game here. Let's put this on the bottom. And then I'm going to take the 1, but I'm going to give them... I'm going to keep my hand here. I like all of my hand. But I'm going to give them that so I can stay at 4, so that I can still take a little bit of damage if I need to. A 1 for 8 with go again. You love to see it. You're going to give me 3 cards here. You're going to block for 8. And then when your last card blocks for 3, you're going to die. Oh, it blocks for 2. Man, all those pummels came at the end of the game. Good game, opponent. Man. 82 damage threatened. Crazy parts, that was still only a 28-minute game. 28-minute game that I took 12 and a half minutes of. I mean, I guess I was tanking like about as much as my opponent was. Probably not as much, but somewhere in that ballpark. All right, 4 and 3. Again, not the record we're looking for, but I also feel like that's just me playing like a little all over the place tonight. Like I've been up, I've been down, I've been around. It feels like I've been here, there, and everywhere today, so... Oh, playing against Briar. I guess we want to go second. Like... I think I have to take out Arcane Lantern to hedge for the fact that they're potentially playing Fatigue Briar. So let's cut Frailty Traps. I think we have to leave in... We'll cut the Hurls like we have been, wherever they are. Can't find them anywhere. Death Touch, cut the Hurls, cut the Frailty Traps. We have to leave in all of our shreds as a concession to what they might be playing. I think we just have to run this like this. We need our defense reactions too is the problem. Okay, so they're playing normal Briar, so this could be a problem. With no Arcane Barrier, this could put us in a pretty tough spot here pretty quickly. Bramble Spark. No Fuse, so it's just the 1 Arcane. We'll just go ahead and block 5 here. And then if we need to, we'll block 5 more. I'd like to be able to keep my Nimblism, leave no witnesses if I can, but they're probably just going to come in with the Thorn so that they can guaranteed put us to 36. No, they're going to play this rounds on me. Okay. And then probably just pass, I imagine, Arsenal, the card they drew. That's not bad. Looking for scrap. So 4 go again, banishing or isolate. And then we're looking at Nimblism, leave no witnesses. I mean, that's not bad. Like, it's not a bad turn. Already giving us equipment. What reason do you possibly have to block that? I feel like they're probably going to crown away their arsenal. They already seemed hesitant on arsenaling their card they drew anyway. So maybe they're just going to use their equipment here to get their arsenal out of there. Or not. Maybe not. I don't know. Well, they just made our leave no witnesses better, which is now going to be for 6. So they'll give us 2 cards here, probably an attack and a non-attack if I had to guess. It's probably how they'll end up doing it. Anthem of Spring, and so tomorrow, create another embodiment of Earth. Block it out. So they ended up giving us 2 non-attack actions there.
We all know I'm not serious.
Autumn's Touch is revealed. So Lightning Surge for 7 and 1. We have to take the 1, which gives them an embodiment automatically. So block 3, take 4, go to 33, and then isolate Amnesia, Arsenal, to leave no witnesses. I'm curious to know if they're going to make a rune chant and throw the Thorn at me here, or... Okay, yeah. I was like, I can't imagine that's a card you want to Arsenal. It's like, I don't know what world you want to Arsenal that card there, but... And then I go to 30, and then I'm going to go to 28. Alright, let's see if they give me any cards here. I don't really know that, like, this card is, like, big enough to, like, have, like, Amnesia is big enough to have a threat or anything. Yo, Mr. Cord, thanks, man. I appreciate it, buddy. Oh, if you're streaming, man, I hope it's going well, brother. Hope it's going well. Give us a Scar for Scar, okay. We'll put in the Amnesia. Like, if they're playing anything, I imagine it's Sigil of Suffering. Like, that's what Aggro Briar likes to play, so... Huh, interesting. I've just been all kinds of wrong tonight. Some days you're the bug, and some days you're the windshield, and That is all there is to. That's all there is to it. Sometimes.
No, I've been trying to think. I was literally trying to think if we had.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to see that they whiffed. They are playing Sigil of Suffering, which is nice to know. Block with Backstab. So that shuffled up, which means we can go dagger into if we go dagger nimbleism and leave no witnesses, that's pretty good. It's a pretty solid turn. It's like turn 4 and we deal our first point of damage. Woo! I could have also used Tunic to come in with the Nerf Scalpel and then arsenaled my Shred or my Backstab there. If that seemed better. I don't really think that's where we wanted to be at, but... I mean, again, we're not getting an arsenal here off of our Leave No Witnesses, so, like, this is just going to be a card. But, you know, beggars can't be choosers. Hopefully we actually hit a red card for once. Okay, so this blocks for 3. They did put a card on the bottom of the deck. I mean, I was like, if you're going to do both of them, that's fine. I was like, but considering... considering you saw an extra card, that seems like kind of cheap. But they ended up putting them both back, so it's fine. I have absolutely no idea how my opponent is blocking so efficiently. Like, they're Briar. They don't block efficiently. Oh, man. Okay, so... let's block 4 here, and then we'll go E-Strike, go again, putting Death Touch on the bottom into Codex. And now their deck hopefully blocks just worse enough, just a little bit more worse than it did normally. Yes, new record for Salt and Wound, 14. Jesus Christ, Billy. Those people have families, man. Those people have families. That's crazy, dude. Like, I've hit Salt and Wound for, like, you know, 8. I think I've even hit it for 10 once or twice, but, like, Salt and Wound for 14 is, like, absolutely crazy, dude. They already have a Frailty, so if this hits, I'm going to give them a Pox token. And I got a feeling that I belong. The Death Touch is also just straight up. Like, there's no, like, reactions here to, like, kind of like, gimmick them or get them in any way. So, like, this is very much on the surface, and just kind of my opponent, like, has to decide if they want to block this or not. So they're just going to take 6. At least it appears that way. We'll give them a Pox token. Honestly, with the amount of defense reactions they're playing, maybe we should have given them an Inertia token. It doesn't seem great, but... so... So red Isolate, activate Uzuri, put in Surgical Extraction. use shred to make sure that it hits, and then use Black Tech Whispers, and then pitch Yellow Isolate for Command and Conquer. It's actually a pretty cool turn. We're just going to give Crown here. And then, honestly, like, my hand's really good, like, with the line that I was talking about, so I don't think I want to do anything here. I could have put the Shred for my Arsenal on the bottom, but, like, it takes away, like, all of the explosive potential I'm carrying here. God, don't tell me this is a Razor Reflex. Okay, I was like, God, please no. Lol. Oh, okay. So we go to 26 here off the Rune Chant, which is fine. And then I'm going to give him... I'm going to give Yellow Isolate Command and Conquer. Actually... yeah, I'm going to give Yellow Isolate Command and Conquer here. And then I'm just going to go Red Isolate into Surgical and still hold up the Shred here to try and make sure that our card's actually hitting. I think that's our best line of play. The Command and Conquer definitely threw a loop in our plan, our evil mastermind of a plan. Our opponent goes to 25. So they have 2 equipment block and we have 2 equipment block. So as far as equipment's concerned, we're up 1 point right now because it's an even split. Now, I guess if you count Grasp making Rune Chants, it doesn't really work that way. Or if you count Flick Knives throwing both of our daggers, but I try to count equipment defensively instead of offensively because I feel like that's probably the best way to do it. The only time I really sit and say, oh, like, this equipment's worth X amount of points is when I'm, like, considering playing an equipment over not playing an equipment. So they're going to deal 1 to me here. And then I'm going to shred the Sigil of Suffering. So if they don't have another defense reaction, they're taking 1 here. And we get a card into their hand. So we can take a blue. I think we're taking the blue here. Like, just leave them with a red. That's probably our best line of play here. Also, this hand is, like, not very cash money. So they have a 0 for 4 and a Revel, which means they're going to do this, throw the Lightning Surge at me, and then Arsenal Revel. So I'm just going to take 5 this turn and go to 20. I'm going to block 3, throw 7, and Arsenal my Shred. I'm going to Arsenal the Red Shred because they are on a lot of defense reactions here. It's been a very interesting game so far. Like, this is like a very defensive Briar. And, like, we're a very defensive, like Uzuri's just a very defensive hero in general. Let's go buff power. I really want to be able to use Black Tech Whisperers here because we can buy it back. So I want a turn where I can use my Shred and my Black Tech Whisperers to, like, really push through some damage. Maybe have some pretty, like, relevant disruption here. And try to make our opponent's hand as awkward as possible so that we can try to get on the front foot. We're going to need to try to be on the front foot in the next turn or two. With the silver available to buy back Black Tech and having Tunic coming up the following turn, we're really hoping for a decent hand this turn so that we can try to set up and swing into, like, taking the tempo of the game. Our opponent kept their entire hand, and we know they have a Revel, so this is probably just going to, like, make our butt bleed, which is not what we want. This is probably going to be ugly. I'm gonna sink below, put the shred on the bottom. Like, and this is like, that was a great sink below into a great card. Draw a card, so they're gonna snap here. They're looking for a non-attack action to be able to play their Revel with. Or maybe their turn ends here. Like, chances of their turn ending, I was like, the chances of them not using snap here in their turn ending are like, I would say sub 1, like sub 1%. Nimblism into like a 0 for 4. No, they just had to play the Nimblism to be able to make the Revel work, so they're not actually going to get any value off of it. So this is going to be for 9. Okay, another new record. 43 damage dealt in a turn. God, Billy. You're making this deck sound more and more appealing to me, dude. Stop it. Stop it. So we go to 6, our opponent's at 17, but we have like an insane value turn that takes basically every card out of their hand. If not, it takes a dang lot out of their hand. Now the problem is that all they have to do the rest of the game is really block efficiently and continue to keep a blue and make a Rune Chant and Rosetta Thorn me. That's the problem with me being like at this low, but this was definitely like the power hand that I was talking about needing on the surface to be able to like have something to do worth value here. So Uzuri, we're going to put Shakedown in. I'm going to go ahead and hit Black Tech Whisperers here. If they don't have a defense reaction and they let this hit, I'm just going to name... I was like, I'm just going to name red. They'd have to have 3 defense reactions to get out of this, considering they did not block. So it's looking like a turn where we're going to get to put the pressure on that I was talking about wanting to do. So let's shred this. Let's still name 1 anyway. They have a Snatch, an Earthlore Surge, and a Burgeoning. Wow, so their hand is Burgeoning and Earthlore Surge. We're gonna get to hit them quite hard here. This is a pretty good turn. Okay, you sent my version of the deck. That's all I'm going to tinker with tonight and keep working on this tomorrow. Okay, yeah, dude, absolutely. Yeah, I'm gonna look at it tomorrow and see what I can come up with. So it's just got to be Death Touch here, right? Like, it just has to be Death Touch here. Which, oh yeah, there's a Death Touch. I was like, we could always do a Leave No Witnesses, but they give us Tunic and one of the 3 blocks in their hand. So we just take Death Touch because it's a 1 for 8 here, and we get to Arsenal and buy back our Black Tech Whisperers. Probably should have used Flick Knives this turn, and by probably, I mean I should have used Flick Knives this turn. And they get E-Strike. Interesting. I mean, I guess it's that or Scar for a Scar. Let's not click too many times. Let's see. I was like, yep, just a little bit of lag there. Yeah, Billy, I'm excited to see your list, man, and try it out. I was like, I'm working from home tomorrow and I have some meetings, but I'll probably end up trying that like at least once or twice tomorrow while I'm working from home. Should have a little bit of free time tomorrow. If it's cool enough, I might proxy it and bring it to cards tomorrow night. Are you playing tomorrow night, Billy? I meant to ask you that earlier and I completely forgot. And I had a feeling that I belong. I don't really know why they said hello randomly. It's kind of weird, but I mean, I guess I can still throw the Nerve Scalpel at them if I wanted to this turn. I'm running 62 cards main for my version. Oh, okay, interesting. And yeah, I'm playing tomorrow. I'm most likely bringing this. Sweet, dude. Sweet, I can't wait. I guess we're just gonna wait. So they're either gonna go for 7 if I give them an inertia token, or they're gonna go draw a card if I give them a Pox token. So if I give them a Pox token and they don't draw blue, they go to 3. If they draw red, they're at 3 and they have an arsenal. Inertia guarantees that I'm taking them off of an arsenal here, and their E-Strike's only gonna be for 6. So I like the inertia token better here. Wow, what a draw step. E-Strike draw card, so it's for 4. So block. Block Shakedown. I don't want to give them an embodiment, so I'm going to give them Tunic. Why did they draw a card knowing that they have an inertia? I don't understand that. Oh, this had go again. Okay. Man, so I have to give them Flick Knives, or I have to give them... I guess I could give them Yellow Isolate and Flick Knives and go Rabble into Death Touch again. And just not use my Flick Knives, which is kind of sad. Because Flick Knives, like, would have been a lot of value last turn. So if I'd thrown Nerve Scalpel last turn, my opponent's at 4. And that means both of my cards have the potential to threaten lethal there. Yep, I absolutely want to do that. Rabble, don't be a blue. Don't be a blue. Don't be a blue. Yes, let's go. Oh. And then we're going to get at least one more card out of my opponent's hand right here. Maybe 2, depending on what their hand is. So they give us 2 cards in Tunic just to cover it up. If they don't, if they let it hit this time, we're definitely giving them a Pox token. So let's see what they do here. How they act and how they react and how they block is going to tell me a lot about this, about how we want to do this. So we're going to go Spider's Bite, and then we're going to pitch Isolate to play Nerve Scalpel. So they're just going to go to 3 here. If they block this one, they definitely have a reaction. The question is it an arsenal? I think it's Dagger, Dagger, Leave No Witnesses, React with Boots, and Codex with another Leave. So the problem here is that if I throw Leave No Witnesses and it like doesn't hit, then my Boots would have been for nothing. Like my Leave No Witnesses has to hit. I think I'm just supposed to throw Leave No Witnesses and then Arsenal the Codex. Yeah, so if that was Snapdragons, you're 1000% right. I'm too used to snaps. Yeah, Ninja Boy, calm down. No, so if that snaps, that's 1000% the play. Like every day of the week and twice on Sunday, that's the play. And so now we're just going to Arsenal Codex and know that Codex is a great follow-up into whatever we're looking to do. This hand's not exactly what we wanted to see. We're just going to Fate for seeing the Lightning Surge here. We'll put Humble on the bottom. That seems like a very good use of my equipment, and then we just get to go isolate into activate Uzuri for Humble, and they have to have a defense reaction to stop us here. Now, as quickly as they blocked, okay. I'm hoping they just don't have a defense reaction and we can just get them here. Because they have to have a defense reaction to stay in the game here. If not, our isolate was just enough to win us the game. And our isolate was just enough to win us the game. Shoo! That was a grindy one. I didn't know if we were going to come out on top of that one. Shoo! All right. Well, I went 5-3 on the night. Honestly, I feel like I feel like I learned a lot about playing Uzuri, and like some of it, like I feel like it's stuff that just like had to be jogged, that was in the back of my mind that I forgot since the last time I played Uzuri. I feel like earlier in the game, like early game, I was playing too aggressively, and I was trying to play an aggro deck, and like I wasn't playing like the block value Uzuri plan over the course of the game where you grind people out. And I feel like I started doing that more towards the end of the night, and we saw at the end I won 2 games in a row when I was doing that. So I think there's definitely a translation there. I said it during my stream, and I've said it multiple times before while I'm streaming, that if you're losing in Flesh and Blood, there's a big chance it's on you. Like Flesh and Blood is like so designed, like it's designed so well for there to be minimal variance in the game that like if you are making mistakes and you are playing poorly, like I would honestly say 9 times out of 10 it is your own fault. Now, it's a card game. There's variance, there's luck, there's things like that. You get high rolled, you draw badly. It happens to all of us. It does happen, but I think that there are too many people who play card games, especially Flesh and Blood, who say, "Oh, like it was bad draws, or it was bad this, or yada yada yada," and don't take personal responsibility for the fact that they're playing poorly. And I think the fact that my record was 5-3 tonight was the fact that I was playing poorly with Uzuri and not playing to her strengths early on in the evening. And I think that I was able to just get some wins because I either skill gapped people early on because I'm just a better player than they are, or they hate Uzuri and they don't like playing into Uzuri and things like that. So I don't know any of those. Take all of that as you will. I won't be back tomorrow. Playing FNM tomorrow night, or an Armory event. Sorry, it's not Magic, not FNM anymore. And then Saturday, I think Saturday night we're going to stream some Escape the Backrooms with Kyle. So that'll probably be my stream on Saturday. We'll be playing some like Fortnite beforehand with Carly, and then some Escape the Backrooms with Kyle and Carly. So if you like Fortnite and you like that Escape the Backrooms, you like that kind of stuff, come and hanging out, I'd appreciate it. I'll be back next week with some Flesh and Blood. Probably be moving more towards the grind for ProQuest and starting to get on that kick of getting into the ProQuest, like, you know, like thinking about those kinds of things. I'll probably go back to testing my file list some more. And we might actually be testing Billy's file list where he's on the Tiger version of the list. So be interested to see how that works out. So anyway, thanks for hanging out tonight, guys. I appreciate it. I will see you guys on Saturday. Take it easy, guys. Everybody have a good weekend.